used to seriously dislike cauliflower. It was because of how it was prepared growing up. You know, it was mushy and flavorless and just, oh. So instead of sticking with that in my head, I've decided to embrace the cauliflower. This thing, this entire head of cauliflower, has only 210 calories. It's a cruciferous vegetable, so it is filled with fiber, 24 grams of fiber in this whole thing. So you don't have to be getting products that have fiber added, because you have it right here. The fiber is great for you, for the digestion, clearing out the system, getting out all of the nasty junk, minimizing cholesterol. I mean, it's right here. In addition, it's filled with vitamin C, antioxidants, and vitamin K. It's anti-inflammatory. This thing, I mean, you can get full off of this, right? 210 calories, this is like seriously filling. I'm going to show you how to make cauliflower taste good, which you might not believe. And I honestly didn't either until I made this recipe. So I'm going to do a quick recipe of cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, which are another one of those things that I used to think was disgusting, but also very good for you, and cruciferous. Now, mind you, the whole cruciferous part, it also means gassy. So if you're going to eat cauliflower and Brussels sprouts and other cabbage type of foods, you want to make sure that you cook them well to release the gases. And if you don't, or if you're not used to digesting these kinds of foods, which at the beginning you might not be, maybe some Gas X or something will help. We've all been through it, believe me. So this entire bag, I love this. I got it at Trader Joe's, and it's prepared, ready to microwave, to steam in the bag. 4 Brussels sprouts, 40 calories. And again, filled with fiber and super low in carbohydrates, okay? So Brussels sprouts, also vitamin C. Then white mushrooms, which you need to actually give a little credit to white mushrooms. People are so dismissive of mushrooms, but white mushrooms are great immune system boosters. They also suck up liquid. So if you think that you're going to have a dish that's kind of dry, mushrooms are great. I love to use them in like a loaf, like a veggie loaf or a meat loaf, because it helps to create a lot of it takes up a lot of space, and it actually gives a lot of flavor and also a lot of moisture, so you're not having that dry, ick flavor. Like if you make turkey burgers, which can be dry, grind up or mince some mushrooms. Really adds flavor and texture and moisture. So I'm going to do these vegetables, and what I'm going to do first is microwave the Brussels sprouts in the bag, and then I'm going to dump out the Brussels sprouts and use the bag again, because I already have it, to microwave the cauliflower just for a few minutes, 3 minutes, to just break it down a little bit. So it speeds up the cooking time. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper and some olive oil, and I'm going to put it all into the oven at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes until it's nice and browned just a little and softened and boosting with flavor. And then at the end, my secret, these miracle noodles. They're amazing. I'm obsessed. They have 0 calories. It's an old secret that's been used for 2,000 years in China and Japan, the shirataki noodles. They're known, they've been known for their health benefits and the fact that they're 0 calories. They're basically nothing, and filled with soluble fiber, so your body just gets rid of it. It doesn't digest it. And it really what it is, it's a yam fiber, a yam flour that it's made of. So it has nice just texture and presence, makes you feel more full, makes you feel like you're having a bigger dish, but really it's 0 calories. So this is an insanely filling dish, and it's almost nothing at all when it comes to calories, but loaded with nutrients. So that's how you're going to make cauliflower taste delicious. And I will show you the outcome. I'm going to now start microwaving. All right, I have steamed the vegetables in the bag. So that's the point of the bag, by the way. It steams it. collects all the heat in there and then just softens it a little bit. Breaks down some of the fibers so it's not as gas-provoking. So I have all of these beautiful, hot, steamed vegetables. What I did with the Brussels sprouts is first I cut off the bottom, just a little bit of it. Then I cut it along the spine in half so that it still sticks together. All of the nice, beautiful pieces stick together. They don't fall apart, so they stay now. And this is a lot. Can you believe how much this is? One head of Brussels sprout, one head of cauliflower, and the bag of Brussels sprouts, and just some of those mushrooms. This is huge. This is like a family meal. Now, a little bit of olive oil. Just drizzle it on top. Obviously, I am adding fat, but it's olive oil. And you do need some fat in your diet, and it's better if it's healthy fat, like olive oil. The good thing about olive oil, too, when you're putting it in the oven, instead of, you don't want to do butter, olive oil, because it helps to get that nice brown and crispness on top. Then salt. I prefer sea salt. Generally, I'll do the bigger, crunchier sea salt, but when I'm cooking like this, I want the pieces to stick to it. I'm flavoring and bringing out the natural flavors of the vegetables, which is one of the reasons why cauliflower can taste so nasty, is because it's just steamed, like nothing else, just steamed, and then it's not good. So you want to bring out the better flavors, have some brightness to it, so a little bit of salt. And clearly I'm not measuring, so you're just going to have to eyeball it. I think that was about a teaspoon, maybe a little more, because this is a lot that it's going to go on. Then some pepper. I prefer fresh ground pepper, so actually grinding the pepper myself, because it makes it so that the flavors are brighter. Every peppercorn, in fact, pepper from all different places, even if they're all the same color, have their own specific flavor, their own variety. So this is a mix of 4-color peppercorns, and it's black, white, red, I don't know what else. There's another color apparently, but I don't see it. I prefer white pepper because it's not as harsh. It doesn't have that bite on the tongue like black pepper, but I'm out of it, so I'll do the mix. Then, because I generally do cook with garlic, it's like my go-to, but this dish it's a little hard to cook with garlic because you're not stir-frying it all together, so garlic powder will suffice. It just adds a nice amount of, I like the flavor of garlic, despite the breath issue. I like the flavor. Then I'm just going to moosh it around with my hands, put it on this, cookie sheet, just one thin layer across the top, and clearly I have more than just one cookie sheet, so I'm going to do a couple cookie sheets, and then put them in the oven, and hang out, and wait for them to just get a nice brown, not black, a little bit of a brown on top, and not the whole thing brown, just a little, you want to check on it, especially because some pieces are smaller, so you want to make sure that they don't, turn black and burn and smell nasty and smell up the house. So now I'm going to mix with my hands, and I'm going to turn you off first. So this is what it looks like before it goes in the oven. Just a nice flat layer of all of these delicious vegetables. All right, I'm so excited. It's ready. So I just pulled this delicious roasted cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, mushroom out of the oven. And you can see that there are little bits of brown, just a little bit of roastiness, but they're not brown by any means. They're not burnt. Some of the Brussels sprout leaves are just a little bit browner, which is fine. Some of them are crisp. I love that. Yum. They're nice and soft, so they're just going to mush in your mouth nicely. And it also helped to break down the fibers. Then I have the miracle noodles, which I rinsed out in the bag. It comes in a liquid, and the liquid smells a little fishy. It's not fish, but just smells a little fishy. So you just want to rinse it out a couple of times to get that flavor and smell out. And then just dump it in the bowl. And because you want every component of a dish to be flavorful, right? So you want to make sure that you spice it all. So instead of having plain old noodles that then I'm going to put the vegetables, I'm going to put a little bit of Smart Balance Light because now I do want a little bit of that buttery flavor. This only has 5 grams of fat per tablespoon, and I'm not even using a tablespoon. So I'm just going to moosh that around, and unfortunately, my noodles are not warm. Usually I wash them in very warm water so they're warm, and then the buttery stuff mooshes better, but it's not, so that's fine. The vegetables will help. Then some salt, because again, every component needs to be nicely seasoned. So just a little bit of salt and fresh ground pepper. Okay, mix that around so that even if I ate this all by itself, it would still be good. Now, I'm actually going to have almost all of these vegetables because why not, right? I do have another cookie sheet in the oven still. So it's not like I'm eating that entire thing. And they did shrink up a little bit in cooking. All right, maybe I'm not going to have all of it because it's not all going to fit on my bowl. Most of it though. Okay, and then just mix it up. Oh, Beignet will like that. Beignet! She's very excited when I drop any food on the ground. Here you go, sweetie. So just mix it up, and then if you want, you can add a little bit of olive oil on top, or you can do a little bit of Parmesan cheese if you want. See how it's still, it's very, I mean, it's noodles, it's noodly. It's not like some normal pasta noodles have an odd texture and don't seem noodly, but these do. I'm having the hardest time getting there. Okay. Perfect. It's delicious. This is like the best cauliflower because it's still formed. It's not gray. Roasting it helps to bring out the flavors a little more. Salt and pepper, garlic, delicious. I'm having lunch.